Hello, and welcome to this week's Geek Chat. As you can see, things are still not back to normal, as Shadow is not able to join me, but I got my sister to fill in. So, this is technically her first time doing the Geek Chat. Um, so, introduce yourself and you'd
Hey.
off of mute now, you can actually talk.
All right. I was just trying to get into the live stream,
Mm.
um, but it's not there. It says streaming starting, but it's not actually there.
Weird. Come out of your app and come back in. That's all I can think. What she's trying to do is just get it so that she can see what you guys are all seeing. So, like, the whole space background and everything.
Oh, there. I can see it now.
Oh, there we go. Technical stuff. There we go. And my chat bot has just kicked in. I need to find out how to get it to not show that
Mm.
up every time.
It's really lagging.
Okay, so as this is a disabled geek chat, we tend to focus more on disability stuff, um, and of course geeky stuff. We can't really focus on the geeky stuff as much as we normally would because you're not that much of a geek. So I thought this week what we'd do is we talk about some disability stuff and then we just talk about music for the remainder. So,
Yeah.
um, disability wise, I'm still making my way through Malcolm in the Middle. Um, I'm part of the way through season 4, and I have noticed that less and less as the show goes on, they're featuring the one disabled character, which is a bit of a shame. I mean, the character's not played by a disabled actor, so I mean, that's kind of fine. That you know, I would rather that it was a disabled actor, but what can you do? It was the early 2000s, so
I don't even remember there being a disabled character, if I'm honest.
yeah. The character's name was Stevie, and they were very vague as to what his disability was. But he seems to be paralysed, and I'm assuming he's supposed to have asthma because of the way that he talks. It's like he says one word and then he has to do this and then say one more word, and it's like
Oh.
that the whole time. So I can kind of see why they don't feature him quite as much. Um, but yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Um, and I know disability wise, you were wanting to cover your hair loss and some other stuff that I'm totally blanking on. So, do you want to take over?
Um, well, I'm assuming everyone knows about your disability and what that entails and means for you.
I have cerebral palsy for anyone who hasn't watched any show that I've done in the past. So, feel free to look up what that means in your own time. Um, yeah, okay, carry on.
So yeah, I suffer with borderline personality disorder.
Right?
Um, for people that don't know what that is, it's basically a mood disorder. So I have trouble regulating my moods. so I feel my emotions a lot more strongly than the average person. Um, and I also suffer with arthritis, which can be quite debilitating when you're a young person, like not a granny. But like, let me tell you, because we've all heard like old people complaining about arthritis, and we all think, because I thought it too, like, oh, it can't be that bad, kind of thing. Like, but it is. It really is. Like
Yeah. Um,
it hurts, and you drop things, and you can't bend down to pick stuff back up.
well,
Like,
I can kind of relate to that because I get incredibly stiff, and it like I'm not sure whether I have arthritis or not, but uh, the only way I can describe it, it's like you feel as though where it's hurting it needs to click or pop, and it just doesn't feel like you have full movement or grip.
yeah.
Yeah, like that's the only way I can describe it. So, was there anything else that you were wanting to cover?
Um, well, I wasn't going to mention about the hair loss, but you've already mentioned it, so I better cover it now you've said. But so yeah, I had COVID back in October. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I was really quite poorly with it. Um, I was in hospital and stuff. And anyway, I got better, and it took some time, but I did. I got better, obviously.
Yep.
um, and it was about end of November, early December time.
Well, when it started,
Yeah, I
right?
started noticing I was like having like extra hair shed, like when I brushed my hair or washed it.
Okay.
'Cause, people that have seen us on your last live that I did, I had very long hair, so I've got very short hair now.
Yeah, the last
Um,
time that she was on, it was just a kind of one-off, kind of see how things worked kind of thing. It wasn't part of this show, for lack of a better term. So yeah, this is like your first proper one. So
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, it started at about late November, early December. I started noticing hair fallout. I actually have photos, but it's on my phone and I'm on my phone currently. Um, but I do have some videos on TikTok if you ever wanted to see them.
Do you want
But
to
yeah,
shout that
basically,
out while you've mentioned it? Because I don't follow you on there actually.
my TikTok is Binksy Poo, same as my Instagram. But
Nice and simple, keeping it all the
could you
same.
really say that? I've lost my train of thought. I could have just done that after. Um, where was that? Oh yeah. So last week, my friend decided to surprise me, and she'd booked me in at the hairdressers, and I got my hair cut, obviously, because it's so short now,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got an undercut, and oh my god, it has just changed how I feel so much. Like, I
If
love it.
if I'd have thought on, I could have had the before and after um kind of photo that you showed me of your plaits, like before COVID, how thick your hair was and how thin your
Well, you
plaits
see,
were.
hold your phone up and show it.
I could, but it's probably not going to look very good. So just bear with me for a moment.
I don't know how well it'll look on.
It probably won't
So
look
how
very
much
good.
it'll be, because it'll be like a lot smaller. But yeah, these plats, so you'll have to hold it right up close to the screen for it to focus on it. Turn your light down.
You gotta love this technical stuff.
Yeah, my thing's not working at all. Like, it's like massively lagging.
Yeah,
So I'm just
you'll
gonna
be
leave
seeing
it.
stuff on the live
Yeah, that's
stream
better.
a little bit slower. There's about a 15-second delay between when I say stuff to when the stream hears it. And I am
So yeah,
dropping frames, so it's not the best server that they've put me on. But we can just
on
deal
the
with it.
throw that back up because I was going to talk about it. Fuck's sakes. So on the one of the yellow jacket, you can see there like my plait's like quite thick, and on the other one, you can see that was literally the day I got my hair cut, and my plait's like half the thickness. It's like really thin and
Mhm.
long, and I've actually lost like over half of my hair, like my thickness.
Mhm.
And when I was brushing my hair, you could see like bits of my scalp in between, which was like you could never really see before on me. So yeah, it's been a journey.
I'm hoping that the audio isn't too loud. I am noticing that I'm peaking quite a lot, and you are sometimes as well. And I've tried
All
to
right.
keep it as balanced as possible. It's just one of them things. Anyway, so that's kind of all we wanted to talk about disability wise. So music. Do you want to go first with the music that you want to talk about?
No, you can go first. I think I just heard like thunder or something.
Okay, well, while she's listening to the storm that's happening, which I don't think there is, but hey. So we were having a chat earlier on as to what we could talk about while doing this, and I had the idea to talk about music, and um, we got onto um, like albums that you can listen to where it's like you can listen to it from track one all the way through without wanting to skip any songs, which is ideal, particularly if you're going to listen to them on a vinyl or on a cassette. Um, which actually, most of the ones that I have chosen to talk about, I either have on a vinyl or cassette, sometimes both. The only one I don't have at all is the Killers album, which I'm going to be honest, the Killers album, which I've went for, is their first album, which is Hot Fuss, I think. And the only reason that I've put that one there is because of one track, and it's so popular now. It's still played, and it's Mr. Brightside. Like, even our mum likes that song. That's how popular that song in particular is.
Yeah. Like yeah, even now, like that song was came out when I was about 17.
Yeah, I mean, have a
And
look
like
and see.
even now out on the town, it's still played like it's crazy.
Have a look. What year that album came out? Because I'm thinking it was like 2007, which would make you like 17 or or 18, somewhere around there. You having any luck?
Hang on. 2002? I'm lying. I was in school. Sorry.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay, yeah. That's definitely a lot later than I was expecting. Wow. Okay. So yeah, that's like
So, yeah, I was in year 8 or year 9.
so
Year 8.
about 13 roughly.
Yeah, yeah.
Um. Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'm 33 now. So, like, they must have made a fortune.
So at at least 20 years, give or take,
Yeah.
because I'm not sure whether I've got the exact age that you would be there. Um. Yeah. So the next album, um, I guess I could talk about would be, well, I'm gonna group these because it's the same band, Rumours and Tango in the Night by Fleetwood Mac. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I first got introduced to these thanks to one of their songs being used in Formula One. Yeah, and then I kept hearing like different songs from these albums used in different adverts, which is just crazy how much that tends to happen. Um, One of the early albums of the band, their song Albatross was used by Marks and Spencer. You know when they do that um, thing where they say this isn't just a like name some product, and then they say it's a Marks and Spencer thing, and
Uh,
it's all that like nice dreamy music. Well, that dreamy
oh,
music is that song.
okay. I'm not really that into Fleetwood Mac. Like, I've only heard a couple of songs, but they've just never like stuck to us. I'm not saying they're not good, but I just haven't got into the hype of them.
They are good, but I can totally see why people wouldn't, because their music, whilst it is classed as rock, it is very soft rock. Like I fully get that, and that's not everyone's cup of tea. But
Yeah.
kind of what has made them so famous is the fact that when they were making, in particular, Rumours, the band, they were kind of all dating each other, or like, um, the, I think one of them was dating one of the lighting crew, and that was kind of creating a whole load of fuss while they were making that album. So,
I've just looked on the live stream because
right,
it only shows me bits and then it like stops and it's literally just up to the bit where you were showing the picture of me hair.
okay, so it is quite a delay on it then. Yeah,
Yeah.
I am dropping a frame every few minutes, it seems, but that's because of the server that they've put the live stream on. There's nothing I can really do about that. So, yeah, anyway, the whole hype behind Rumours in particular, where it's the band essentially falling to bits, trying to make a good album, they've more or less made their money and then some off of their pain. for lack of a better term. Um,
Well, I think most musicians do that.
yeah, I suppose. Not being one myself, I can't really say. But yeah, I just find that very interesting, and um, it just gets better the more it kind of comes out. So, like Tango in the Night, um, for example, Stevie Nicks is barely on the album, and she says it's because of her um, drug dependency that she was on at the time, and it had nothing to do with the breakup or anything like that. I would probably say it's probably both, but if she wants to say that it's one and not the other, that's up to her. But fans are gonna make up their own mind anyway. So
Yeah. Well, I do feel like it would probably be a bit awkward.
yeah, definitely. Um, the next album that I was wanting to talk about is an Aerosmith album, and actually the weaker song, which is Dude Looks Like a Lady, which I think I first heard on Mrs. Doubtfire because it was used in one of the many montage scenes.
Yeah, I remember.
Um,
I don't know though, because Mum and Dad used to listen to Aerosmith a lot when we were
True,
like really little.
but I don't think they had this particular album because um, I had to buy it myself, whereas most of their other
Right.
stuff they had, so I could just like make a copy of theirs, um,
Yeah.
like just putting it into iTunes kind of thing. Back when I was using that,
Oh,
um,
sorry.
but yeah, like Aerosmith's Permanent Vacation album, which has "Dude Looks Like a Lady" on it. That's the weaker track of the entire album for me, but
Mad.
it's the one that got me to buy the album in the first place. So it's not that weak exactly. It's just compared to how much I like the rest of the album, it's a lot weaker.
Yeah.
And all of
Oh,
the albums that I've talked about so far kind of have iconic album covers. Even the Killers one, which is super basic in comparison. Like Tango in the Night, for instance, has the most beautiful painted cover of like this watery nature scene, and it's just so vivid, and like whoever the artist was for that, they did a fantastic job. Where Rumors is just Stevie Nicks, and I'm assuming that's um um Lindsay. What's the surname? Buckingham, I think, who she was seeing at the same time as joining Fleetwood Mac, which Rumours was only the second album that they did as part of Fleetwood Mac. But yeah, I could go into the whole history of the entire band because
I can tell.
I've kind of got into all of that. But hey, that's why it's a geek chat. So yeah, it's fine.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I can see the album covers now that you put up.
I did send it to you earlier on.
Yeah, but I forgot.
Um,
Oh, that's and everything we could have brought up for the beginning bit. Like I'm currently under investigation for Sorry. For ADHD.
Sorry, what?
At the beginning, I could have said, like, I'm currently under investigation for ADHD.
Is that the right terminology? I don't think it is.
Uh, I don't know. Probably is not. How would you describe it?
You're being tested for, maybe.
Tested.
Wow, Janet.
uh, I'm really tired, okay?
Yeah, you're
It's
not
still
under investigation.
yeah, like the FBI are investigating us to to see if I've got ADHD.
I don't know where to go from there. Jesus Christ, you totally derailed me. Shall we just move on to
Sorry.
my last album that I want to talk about?
You already talked about two.
I've talked about Fleetwood Mac, which I've joined the two albums. I've said about the
Oh
Killers,
yeah, that's cool.
and I've said about the Aerosmith album. Am I
Yeah,
just
there's two
talking
more
to
on there.
myself?
There's two more on there.
No, there isn't. There's only one.
Oh.
So, the one that I haven't talked about yet, which she seems to think that there's more, is Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory, which, looking at it now, is probably the most recent album on there.
To
Or
be fair,
maybe
any
not.
Linkin Park,
But I mean,
any Linkin Park album is just amazing.
hmm I have that album on, I think, every format apart from like mini disc, but nobody has mini disc. Um, and it's just awesome. The music videos for all of the songs that they brought out as like singles
Yeah.
are awesome. I don't remember which song in particular this is, but Mike has bright red hair in the music video, and they're kind of in the sewers, I think. All I can remember is it's green, and he has bright red hair.
Ugh.
Are you?
I know it, but I can't think because, like,
You can see it, can't you? But yeah,
yeah,
I can't think of which song that is, and I have the vinyl record of it, um, which is missing two songs, as is the cassette. And I can only
is
think that
it?
the reason why that is because of the amount of space that would be needed for them two songs. Um, on the CD of the special edition, there's two songs, one of which is my December, um, which is only available on that CD, and it's one of my favourite songs of the album. So if I'm listening to the album and it's not the CD version, it feels incomplete because it doesn't have every song that the album has, you know? I mean, I know bands go back over time and add stuff to their classic albums to get people to buy the same stuff over and over, because Linkin Park have done that many times, particularly with this album. Um, but well, in recent years they've done it with their entire backlog. Particularly since Chester killed himself, which I can't believe has like been about 5 years ago. Might be
I
six by
know,
now.